Hey guys, Largo0JPS here, and today I'm going to be looking at the Master Grade Eclipse Gundam from Gundam Seed Eclipse. Um, Actually I did have this reviewed up, stuff done earlier, like months ago, but I think about 2 months ago, but stuff happened and I didn't do it also. I was in the middle of other stuff at the time, so I didn't have this up. But since I also have my other stuff out the way and I can do this, I can actually show this off in its entirety with all the accessories. So it is a standard Gundam color mobile suit. It's actually, from what the manual says, because I have not read the manga yet, they said it is based off the frame of the Freedom. This is a Orb Gundam. Yes, this is made by Orb. If I could find the top of the box. It's just here because, Orb has their thing. So. Whoops, I didn't mean for a fall. This is the box. And it says Orb Mobile Suit. And there's a model number MFVX08. So it's kind of pulling it does pull what the Gundams in their universe does. It is a transformable Gundam, so it has that going for it. Now, the thing is, they said it's based off the Freedom, so I could kind of see how they pull the Freedom a little bit. Part of the design is based off building the Freedom's 2.0 frame. I want to say part of it is built in like the hips, part of the torso, and the arms has that Freedom frame, but it also has some of the strike frame built into it. So you have the like the shoulder parts, some of the shoulder, and the back is like the strike. So, as you can see, this is totally built from like the strike. But it has its own unique design, and also these legs are the weirdest thing. I know I took a picture and sent it to the friend, but yeah. This gray part is the foot. This is his ankle armor and everything. So yeah. It's a thing. So you also, if you're trying to make them stand, you're going to have to balance it based on those. You can also use the ankle guards, which are really far, which part like forms like a node, like the cone of a ship. You can use those to help balance it. And that's what I did. Usually going to do, but the good thing is he comes with an action base, so he can actually stand on that most of the time anyways. So that's enough banter. Let's go ahead and get into the articulation. So for articulation, and actually let me raise this up. The head goes up and down, but actually you got to be careful because you don't want to push into the transformation. So if you lift up on the neck too much, it will pop up, which it's not supposed to. Head can rotate 360 or side to side. He also has big ears too. And the top part of his head does lift up to rotate around, but that's for transformation. Also, I forgot to mention this now, he doesn't have many stickers. He has about a few, like the eyes, the front camera, the back camera, and on his weapons. So he doesn't carry that many stickers. But it also has those decal sheets too. But the head goes up and down. It can rotate. Just be mindful of the neck and don't pop out the neck too much. The arms, they rotate 360. I don't want to do it because I think these are you put them in one way, turn it so it locks in place so it doesn't come out. The shoulders can come out from the body. Rotation below the shoulder can come out that far, parallel to the body, and then it can go up that high. So it's pretty far up. Like I said, he has good range of motion. He has a hinge in the body, in the stomach, so he has the ab crunch. And he also has a side to side. And he has rotation. The cockpit, it's not down here. Like I said, they pulled this from the Freedom. So the cockpit hatch is... Actually, this does move for transformation. I want to say... There it is. There's the cockpit hatch. I couldn't remember where exactly, but I do remember it was up here. The cockpit hatch is there. You got your little pilot inside. Kind of an ingenious way to hide it, because it's literally hiding right below the head. And I kind of messed up because I might have to take the... Ooh, hope I get the arm out. And I didn't mean to pop that off. Oh well. It's just a V-fan. It's fine though. I will admit though, because he has a unique design in that when you build this, you don't build the head separately from this. You don't build like the head and then you build the torso. You actually build the head and torso as one unit piece. The flaps on the shoulders, they do move and rotate around. Now that I think about this could give a slight idea in design scheme into building a master grade could see. I mean, I'm just saying. The arms are double jointed. Just got to contend with the, the arms. Technically, I'm going to remove these parts off, because he doesn't need them and they're just accessories really. These are the ball jointed wrist. I say that as that pops off. This is a simple ball jointed wrist where the ball joint does not move and you don't have a hinged wrist. But you got manipulators you can switch out and a ball jointed thumb. Side skirts, they rotate sideways and they can go up and down a little bit. Front skirts, they can come all the way up and everything. Back skirt can move a little bit, but you also have, well, it is clipped in so it can move. And then you have this little like a little tail wing that's back here too. I think the hardest part when I was building this was this waist and building that back skirt section. Because this is like the Freedom's 2.0 frame, the legs can come down. So you have that. They rotate, they swivel at the hips. They can go forwards and backwards. Knees are double jointed, but you're only going to get that much. And then as you can see with the because this is not pegged in there, and this is like one of those reasons why this is master grade is kind of like for me. The toes can go up and down, far down for transformation, and it has the ball joint up here so it can go side to side. And basically, I think this left leg is how it should be. I guess I had this in a box for a while, so because of things, so yeah. But that's the articulation. It's not bad, but it's not the best, especially because how small of a footprint he has. It really doesn't help him whatsoever. But again, if you just have a small footprint, you're just more or less there for standing. So if you try to do something too dynamic with him, I would suggest you be mindful and careful with it. because yeah, as you can see, he's not standing whatsoever. If I try to make him go too dynamic. So for now, it's kind of better just to keep him standing upright. Because the moment you try to do too much, or his legs doesn't want to cooperate, it goes south really fast. But yeah, that's basically it for his articulation. So let's get into the accessories, because we've got quite a bit to cover. So the first accessory, you did see it early at the start of the video, was these, which have, you know, a hinge on both sides. And this just pegs into his arm, like so. Actually, the blue part has to go down, so. This is one of his melee weapons, one of his weapons and for offense and defense. So what these are, they have beam generators, but they can also be used for beam shields. Actually, I'll just use one, so I don't want it like that when I do transformation. So you get a pair of beams to use for this. So you use it on both. You have this blade here and this one here. So what you do is, I better remember to do this. If you extend this out, yeah, it extends out quite a bit. Pop off this yellow piece here, because I'm pretty sure this is the part that comes off. Like I said, I had this review done sooner, like months ago, but I forgot to upload it, and I was waiting on other master grades to try to make it better. Pop this in here, fits in nice and snug, and plug the yellow piece right on top. And then you plug in the green part in that raised section, like so, and then you just plug this on your arm. So now he can be offensive and defensive with it. Works pretty well too, if he can stand. And the box usually shows him wielding this as his primary melee weapon. Well, not the primary, because it has another one. But yeah, this is one of his weapons. So I'm going to go ahead and take, well, we'll leave it on for now, but then the other accessories we're going to have to, I'm going to take it off anyways. His other weapon is this. It looks simple, and it is a beam rifle, but it also has a secondary function. I don't have the right manipulators in here because he comes with a whole assortment of them. But he could hold this like a beam rifle, or take this part out and you have this. And you have another set of beam effect parts. This long one here. And you just plug it into the sword like so. And now he has a beam sword. Oh yeah, this is his beam saber. So yeah, you have this to use, and you can't just be like stick both in there. And you can't use this without it. So he's either using the beam sword or the beam rifle. So, and also there is a sticker here, a green one. Like I said, he doesn't come with many, so there's a green sticker here for the scope. And these are stored on the hips that you peg in. They peg in downwards, so technically it's kind of like storage. So if he's not using one, you can grab one of these right out and use it. Now that's it for his normal accessories that he comes with. But we're gonna have to get him ready for his other set of accessories, and then the transformation. Oh, I forgot about that. But hopefully the transformation won't be too bad. So let's go ahead and get him back to normal. So that was the first set of accessories. Now let's get ready for the next set of accessories. And hopefully keep him standing, because with how bad his feet are, I might just put him on his action base early though, but I'm trying not to until I do the transformation. I also forget, you do get a pair too. So you do have a pair of the beam rifle beam swords. So now we're going to get on to his extra set of accessories. So for this, we're going to need some other master case to use. So I'm borrowing two of them. One of them we just saw. Now I'm not going to be using these. Does these parts look familiar? If it doesn't, here, let me plug in one on his shoulder. Now does it ring a bell? If you happen to have Launcher, Sword Strike, Master Grade, which I do, this in the box though, you can attach this to him. Attach those kits to him. That's right. This part is for that. So you can do Perfect Strike as well with this, or Perfect Eclipse. And in fact, the box actually showcases it right there. It showcases the Perfect Strike. So yeah, not Perfect Strike, the Perfect Eclipse, or the Multiple Assault Striker. And since I had the L Strike Remastered, Sword and Launcher, I can actually do that. But let's go ahead and look at the first backpack to attach. And for that, we're just going to use the base adapter connection right here, which is built into it. And we're going to use... And we're going to plug this in. It's kind of tricky to plug it in sometimes, but it will go in. Technically, I haven't even tried this because this is the first time I'm trying this. Actually, wait a minute. I might need to lift up on this to do that. There we go. Yeah, I had to lift up the blue part because the blue part wasn't clearing it. So now we have the L Strike backpack on it. I can also use this with Sword and Launcher, or even do the Perfect Striker pack. It's just that when you do this, if I can take this out, just make sure if you're going to use any of them, lift up this backpack. And because I have all the striker packs, the sword, the launcher, the L, the Otori's, the Otori backpack, the Norse, and the IWSP, I can attach any of those to this. And because of how the body is designed, I will still have clearance to attach them. So yeah, that's something too you can keep in mind, that you can do that. Actually, I think for the time being, actually, it'll be fine. I was going to detach it, but we're not going to bother. So for this next one, we're going to have to do a little modifications. These gray parts come off, and I have to take them off for this. So we're going to use these smaller ones here. And I'm hoping I'm going to put these on right. Well, I should be putting them all right. So we're going to attach these up here. So a backpack with hole. Now these parts have holes in them. So you wonder whose backpack we're going to attach? Well, this is for the Impulse's backpacks. And since I happen to have the sword on hand, we can attach the sword and have that. So yeah, and there's a few Impulse backpacks. There's 4. There's the sword, the blast, the force, and then there's the other one, the Destiny's backpack it has, which is basically Destiny wings with like I think it's 2 guns on it, no swords. Because I know that's also a master grade. So that was that, and I gotta take those pieces off so they don't get stuck on it. So that's one of the 2. Now we gotta do crap. Impulse is coming apart. Oh well, I'll just have to fix it. I'll just fix it later. But we got to do one more. Like I said, and this is the more recent one. So we're going to attach these big honker parts in here. And like I said, you get different hands, so you can actually use these too. Yep. So I can actually attach. Yeah, this guy doesn't stand up that well sometimes. Like I said, he's better on an action base. And now we get to attach the my Zaku Warriors backpack. And like I said, all you have to do is switch some hands around and actually it can hold these things properly. So yeah, he can actually hold these things thanks to those adapters. So, and funny thing is when I pull them off, the adapters actually come off with them. It's the same thing with the sword Impulse. So I'm gonna take these off. Take that off. So now I'm gonna have to reattach these because that was a showcase of, you know, different backpacks. And let's get these reattached. Now that's all I wanted to show with that. So for the next part, we're gonna do the transformation. And I should be able to remember how to do this, but I probably won't. But I will have the manual on hand. Okay, so time for the transformation, and we're bringing in his action base because he comes with one, and we're going to use one of 2 accessories for this. There is a normal action base connector, which for the sake of this I would use, but we're not. But then there's this one here. This one is used mainly in the body for the transformation. So for now we're going to do this. And technically I could leave both in here. I'm going to slide in his action base connector since it wouldn't hurt to do so. It just slides in like so right there. And we're going to connect him onto his action base like so. And we're going to tilt this up. But don't worry, because I'll end up pulling it out and switching the action base connectors around anyways. So No weapons on. Also, I will, in this video, I will link a YouTube or a clip that shows you actually how this transformation is done. How they did it by the professionals. So, first things first is we're going to shift the legs down. So yeah, pull the hips downwards and rotate the legs. Actually, no, technically I did that wrong. Step 1 was to rotate the legs. Then step 2 is to pull them down. I'm going to turn these toes downwards like so. I'm going to detach this armor on both sides. And we're going to push up on his leg. Well, push up on the foot or pull down on his blue part. Because when you do so, because of how the mechanism in his legs is, if one goes up, the other has to go down. And I should be able to connect this into his foot. There's supposed to be like a little peg or something in his foot that allows me to do this. Or a little slot tab. That's what it is. And that's basically what we have so far. That's what it should look like. And turn these, make sure I clear it, turn these down. The reason you turn these down is so the foot will lock in place with this. This one looks like it's fine, the other one does not. And it did not lock. And the lock-in part came out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't want you popping off the foot, off the that guard. Because when you look at it from one side, on the inside, the foot is supposed to rest snugly inside his if I can find my, oh, there it is. It's supposed to rest snugly inside of there, like so. I think on the other side it's resting snugly. Actually, yeah, the other side is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Well, most likely it is. And that piece came off, but who cares? I'm gonna get this part up here and in there. Uh-oh. Oh boy, this is not what I wanted to see. But it's fixable. It's fixable. And technically I think that's like one of those parts that technically I don't think it would hurt to have it super glued. Okay. We got the feet in there. And then we rotate these blue parts. One has to go front and the other has to go back. they put the right leg to the back and the left leg to the front. And after you do so, and I don't think I'm doing something right here. Actually, I might have to pop off the leg to see. Because I do believe I'm supposed to bend the legs inwards. Yeah. This is what I'm supposed to have on the inside, so. Okay. And let me fix this one because I have a hunch and idea that sometimes it's usually something. Ooh. Sorry, it's like I said, I am following the I'm looking at the manual while I'm doing this. But something isn't actually right here on this leg. And this again. Honestly though, the worst part about this transformation is actually the leg. I'm gonna pause the video here and probably come back once I fix the leg. Okay, so after some fidgeting and fighting, I got it to work now. The problem is the feet honestly don't really clip well at the bottom like they should. But I don't care. It's supposed to clip in, but the clipping part doesn't work. Like, they're supposed to clip in, but like I said, it doesn't clip in and work for me. Now for the fun part. So we're going to move the arms forward and turn the camera up. So we're going to lift this part. Okay. This part just lifts up. And we're supposed to, yeah, make him punch over. And this is supposed to come down. Oddly enough, this part doesn't really go nowhere. Next up, we take these and we rotate them upwards. Uh-oh. Don't come attached. Don't come detached. Because I just realized that the waist is actually... These parts are connected to the waist joints. So that's what they're supposed to look like. It doesn't say anything about bringing the body back down yet. So we're gonna do this. So we're gonna turn him. I'm gonna turn this. Well, it's now backwards as far as it can go. So I won't be using the other one anyway, so we'll just stick with this. Ignore my phone ping if you heard it. Oh, actually, that was my iPad, so ignore that. Next up, we're going to start working on the body. So, first things first, and oh boy, I'm going to have to, I forgot. We're going to have to extend outwards the camera leg so we can actually see this. So, up here, these white parts, well, kind of hard to see, but those little white parts here, we're going to turn those outwards. We're moving them out. And then we're pulling out the torso. That's right, the torso is coming out for now, and then we're gonna turn these back in. And because now we're, and at this point, if I wanted to, I could switch the body's connector point. So not being at the legs to actually be here. So we'll do so right now. So this red piece here, it comes out. This connector goes in like so. Now the body can't. Now I can't bend the body at all. But we're going to take out that connector. We're not going to take out the connector though, but we're going to switch the connector port anyways. As soon as I can do this with one hand. Now we're going to raise it upwards like so. I know this looks weird because now his body, all of his body is now front. But because it locks everything in place, it's fine. So next up is the head. And this is the easy part. Take the head. You lift up. Ooh, booga booga booga. He looks kind of weird though with this head up. And you rotate this around so the V-fin is in the back. Pop it back down. And we're going to push his head down inside the body. Yep. Push it down inside the body. And we push as long as you push his head down in here, it's supposed to be secured. It's kind of mainly because when you push back up the body, it's supposed to hide the face away. So actually, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right or wrong, but that's pretty much something what it's supposed to look like. And actually, if the face is covered right, because you're not really supposed to see the Gundam's face or eyes. In fact, I'm thinking it's not sitting flush down as it should. Let me see. I know there's like a hinge it's like on a double hinged on the neck, so it kind of works, but it's weird with his body and trying to make that hinge in his neck work. Because it's like, oh, come up on one or come down. Oh, there we go. That's what he used to do. I had to kind of push it down, but that's what you're supposed to have. His head wedged down in there. And, you know, he has his little silly V-fin. Not silly, but his V-fin is on the back. Now, this is kind of like the weirdest hard part to do, but it shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to turn the arms to look just like this in the picture. So, straighten them out. And you straighten them out and you pull them down at the elbow. And open up these parts. And the shoulders, you just kind of pull them outwards. As it releases a locking mechanism in there that allows you to slide these out. And then turn them forward. So your arm is down, but the shoulders are kind of, you know, pulled out from the body. So yeah, you should have the red parts forward and the holes on the back. Normally it'll tell you to take these out, but we're not doing that. We're leaving the wing flaps part. Oops. Sorry. I'm leaving these wing flap parts in to tell you to take them out and everything, but we're just going to leave them in. And we're just going to push them all straight up. We're almost done too, so don't worry. It's like you're supposed to pull them out, then push them back in. I know one of them you detach, the other one, well, you're supposed to detach both of them, but I ain't going to do all that because these do pull out just a bit, though. It's minor how much they pull out, but they pull out. Then we come back here to the arm, and we raise them both up to be parallel with the body. And yeah, I might have to turn the body a bit just to get these to hold up, because I don't want gravity to affect them. And we're going to do a 180. So the beam guards are, you know, they're upwards, and we push in. I'm not sure if it means the arm. I forget where it is supposed to push in though, or maybe I didn't pull out something. But you fold the arms inwards. I think it's somewhere I didn't fold inwards at, because when I bend this, the little tab slot here on the shoulder is supposed to connect in here. So it looks like that. So let's do the other side. Yeah, this does not look like a Gundam at all. crap. That didn't mean to happen. And I know something ain't right because this part isn't flush, but it's transformed like it should. And this is basically the Eclipse Gundam all transformed. And let's not forget the weaponry. Now, I'm not sure how crazy this is though, because technically it actually does kind of make sense that they would do this, but it doesn't have no offensive capabilities. So technically, these should go like this on the front. So, you know, it can at least fire, but the manuals say, yes, we're putting them on backwards. Maybe if he's running away from a chase, he can just run past him and shoot him. But yeah, this is basically the Eclipse Gundam. And also, if you wanted to, because you can, the back ports here are open. So if I was still using Sword Impulse or the Gunner Zaku or anything, I could actually plug them in still. Just make sure to lift this up for any striker packs, plug them in. But what about the arms? I can still plug those ports in right there, right on top. It is kind of like a Sky Grasper. So yeah, that's basically Eclipse Gundam, and that's this transformed state. I hope you like this. This thing it's pretty nice. I mean, I don't like it that it can't stand well, but it looks pretty nice. It has nice Gundam colors. It's unique for a Gundam Seed kit, and I mean, it's very unique. And I've seen a lot of Gundams, but this one takes a cake of being unique. And I'm not talking about just like head design or anything. I'm talking about like overall design of it is unique. I mean, it's something though, but the only reason you would get this is if you wanted to have it be shared among your other striker, your other Seed kits with backpacks, the strikes, the impulses, or the zakus. This is the only reason you get it, so you can put, say, your combat team has one of these, he's using their backpack. Because that's technically what it's designed for. It's like a strike. So yeah, just like it's your JPS, I have one more master grade to do once it gets here, which at the time of this upload, or by the time this is uploaded, should be here between Monday and maybe Wednesday, or Monday and Thursday, between Monday and Thursday, and I should have that one, and maybe have that review up between Thursday, Friday. So I will see you guys next time in the next review.